there's a settling of the vertebrae. 2 or 3 more times. Stay connected with your breath. Enjoy this while you have it. Nice inhale. And exhale, straighten the leg, drop the arms. And we'll need to compensate. So let's come up to standing and then just do a nice soft forward bend just to compensate for that back bend. How are you feeling?
Feels wonderful.
Now, this
So relaxing.
this practice that we've just done is a classic example of stability and comfort, okay? Moving with the breath and emphasis on the spine. Tomorrow we'll do a whole workout that's geared towards those 3 principles. Everything that we'll do from sun salutations to squats to planks will be done with an emphasis on stability and comfort, moving with the breath, as well as emphasizing the importance of the spine.
Talking of squats, I just couldn't help. I couldn't resist
Thunderbolt.
sharing this with you. Oh, right. Utkatasana, yes, thunderbolt. But also, I'm talking about the traditional squats that we used to do when we were young.
Okay.
If we were punished. They're called
Oh, no.
Topi Karnam and Tamil.
Yes.
You hold the left earlobe with the right forefinger and middle finger, and the right earlobe with the left forefinger and middle finger, and you have to go down all the way, exhale. And we had to do, depending on how
And
severe.
that was a punishment?
That was a punishment.
Uh-huh.
But there's Master Choa Kok Sui. He
Okay.
has brought this up, and now it's called Super Brain Yoga. Apparently, doing that kind of a squat, it activates the acupuncture points in the earlobe and makes
Wow.
our brain sharper. So I wish I'd been
Amazing.
naughtier when I was younger. I'd been smarter now.
There you go, exactly. Exactly. And if we're not careful, I'm thinking about if we're not careful, yoga can feel like a punishment. And how many people are going to volunteer to go get punished? Let's go to the torture chamber today.
But to address your point,
the more
I
we,
wanna get there.
the stability, the comfort,
Exactly.
moving with the breath, allowing
Happy
the spine
point.
to move, it makes yoga so much more enjoyable. And the best yoga practice, no matter what lineage you practice, the best yoga practice is the one that you do.
Yes.
And the more stable and comfortable it is, the more enjoyable it is, the more it quiets your mind, the more you'll do it.
Well,
Thanks so much.
I love the way you gave us a wonderful sensation about how it feels, because that's what we all believe. Yoga is how it makes you feel.
Exactly.
Not just about how many postures. So even though we gradually touched on maybe 3 or 4 traditional postures, we were actually enjoying the sensation. I mean, lying on the floor, feeling the mat, in this case the mat, but people at home could be lying on the floor on the beach and get the sensation. What do you think, Jillian? Well, how did you feel when you were lying down? And we can have feedback from Margery, you too. I haven't heard your voice now. Tell us something. We still have a minute to go. Our audience would like to know.
Well, I'll be honest. I was having a little trouble remembering what should I be exhaling or inhaling.
Aha.
Right, right.
We're going to work on that tomorrow.
Right.
Every time you inhale is an expansion. Every
Right.
time you exhale is a fold. And it
And-
becomes very intrinsic.
Exactly. The way
I
we
know, I thought
learned
it
was
should- it was
inhale
supposed to
as
be
you go out.
Inhale is which direction?
Inhale as you go up, but I know why you asked that question, because when we do the Virabhadra, the warrior posture, we do it together with arms and legs. The reason I got a little confused, but I could see where he was going after a few seconds. You know, when you say bend your knee and inhale,
Yes.
when we bend, it's a tougher part of the weight is being taken on the knee,
so
so
you're
we
exhaling.
exhale. So we always say when it's tough
Oh, yeah.
on you. But you were actually splitting it to show us how we should carry our breath, because when you talked about taking the arms up, you did say inhale, so you're expanding.
Exactly.
When combined together, we inhale, bend our knee, and inhale as our arms go up. That's where the confusion may have been, because that's what we've been learning all this
And
while.
you know, it's really interesting that you mentioned that, because the first part of the warrior,
Right.
that's the way Krishnamacharya taught it in 1935.
Right.
And the
early
other
one.
way is the way he taught it in 1985.
What is the reason for that? Why did he change it?
I think the transition happened, the way transitions happen for all masters, all great artists, is people begin to deepen their practice. They begin to emphasize the things that matter most.
Right.
And let go sometimes of the technicalities.
Letting go, that's the hard part.
That's
We're
the key.
actually
Yeah.
out on our time, so I'm going to say thank you very much, Jacob, for starting us on something really big. We're hoping to see more of you in the rest of the week. And for those of you at home, if you want a free copy of any of our sequences here, write to us. Visit www.mnn.org. Jacob's email is jacob@jacobnarayan.com. Visit us, stretch with us over the next with Jacob. Visit us on MNN 4, that's Time Warner 57, RCN 84, and FiOS 35. Thank you for watching us. Shanti, thank you, and Maura, thank you very much. Melanie, all three of you were wonderful. Thank you, Amy, Margery, Jillian, and thanks so much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So much, Jacob. We hope to see more
Particular
of you.
thanks to Melanie. We couldn't have done it without it.
Melanie, we love you too. Even if you're
It's not
safe,
good yoga for you.
that is not
Because he
the
starts with
correct
down
way.
dog.
Because
Folks,
I,
you're not going to be able to start.
we're ready.
Yeah.
Well, it's one.
Oh, sorry,
I don't
sorry, quiet on
keep
the
my
set.
knees bent, though.
Yeah. I'll recommend, I'll write down a name for you. Still, Rodney, you beginner, is still alignment intensive.
Welcome to Yogaxpress, the mobile stretch clinic that takes yoga to the people. Yesterday we had a wonderful special guest with us, Jacob Narayan. Jacob teaches and lives in Hawaii. Occasionally he comes to New York and Philadelphia. And he teaches here as well, wherever people need him. So if you need him, contact him, jacob@jacobnarayan.com. In the meantime, I'd also like to introduce our wonderful guests here. Margery Westin to Jacob's left, Jillian Flinn to my extreme right. Jillian is also a yoga trainer, and she has just come in from Canada. She came to New York recently. Welcome to our group. And Amy Kitchener, who has been with us forever. You know Amy, you will see her on the streets. Don't forget, get her autograph before she gets too famous. Jacob is going to take us to places we probably haven't been before. But he's going to work with us, with our bodies, and help us get into postures so our mind feels elevated and our spirit meets us somewhere at that elevated level. We're going to do it in stages. Today we're focusing on the body, and Jacob is going to use, with Jillian's help and the rest of us, including the viewers out there, will follow the stretches that you help us demonstrate and talk us into.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Now, one of the last things we want to do in yoga is fragment yoga, but in this case, we're going to break it down. This first day of my week here is going to be a focus on the body, and then we'll have another day where we focus on the mind and another day where we focus on the spirit. But today is very physical. So I'm very, very happy to have Margery here, and I'll tell you why. Because Margery is having difficulty with one of the postures. It's called down dog, and down dog is a challenging posture. A lot of people can do it, but the problem is they do it in such a way that it can cause injury. And so I want to share with Margery something. Your tendency is going to be to think that you're not good enough to do down dog, but that is not the case. That is a myth. Down dog is not good enough for you. Okay, so I'm going to give you a puppy today. Puppies are better than dogs, aren't they?
They're cuter.
Okay, now that dog, that big dog is going to bite you. That big dog is going to bite you. So I'm going to give you a puppy, and you're going to play with that puppy for 6 months. And eventually that puppy's going to grow up and become a dog.
Oh,
And
I love that.
No,
That's beautiful.
No,
I may
don't
upset
ever.
my cat, though.
Oh yeah, don't ever say to yourself, I'm not good enough for this yoga class. That is not the way it is. If you go into a class that's too challenging, don't ever say, I'm not good enough for yoga. No, that class is not good enough for you. because yoga is all about adaptations. It's all about bringing the yoga to the person. You see, a lot of us, we run around thinking yoga is the king, and we have to serve the king. But that's not the case. You're the queen, you're the king, yoga is your servant. So we'll be moving into a wonderful practice, but we're going to take a moment for Margery's sake, and for our sake too, because we can always find ways to deepen. And for many of you at home, to play with that puppy for a little while, until we get to a place where we're really doing down dog properly in a way that's not going to injure us. So, any questions before we begin?
I'm a little curious. You made a good point about the adaptation.
Yes.
So isn't that for our viewers too? Isn't that what it's all about? We go into a yoga class and we just do the best we can for that particular day, correct?
That is correct.
Because the ultimate is, our neighbors could probably stretch into one particular posture much deeper than we could on any given day. But maybe we have a better balance than our neighbors. So it's not about comparing, it's about how we better ourselves each time. So yes, we're ready for the puppy.
And if it doesn't work, find another class, find another teacher. Remember, you are the center of yoga. Yoga is meant to wrap around you and fit you perfectly.
Right. Yeah, we are ready for the puppy.
Very
Lovely.
good. Excellent. So this is a physical practice. So all of you at home, make sure you're in a comfortable place. Turn off your cell phone. And let's get comfortable. Let's lay down on the back with the knees up and the feet flat on the ground. I'm going to take a moment to step right up here so those of you at home can see what's going on here. Now, on the back, I'd like you to become aware of that little arch in your lower back. And now you can bring the sit bones a little closer to the shoulders, if you will, so you feel that arch in your lower back. So you drive a little toy car under there. It's a little arch. Arches, like bridges or architecture, create structural stability, and that arch is very important in the lower back. Now, bring your attention to your breath, and as you inhale, feel that arch. And as you exhale, press that arch down into the earth. And as you inhale, feel that arch come into play. And as you exhale, press the arch down into the earth. Now, if you're really paying attention, you'll notice that you can move that arch just with your breath, because as you exhale, the diaphragm goes up into the base of the lungs and invites you to press the arch into the earth. And as you inhale, the chest rises as the ribs expand, which invites you to create the arch. Exhale the arch away. Inhale, create that arch. The emphasis here is on the spine. Now, the spine is a very important part of our structural stability in conjunction with the abdominals. And so as you inhale, feel your abdominals expanding. And as you exhale, engage the abdominals like you were doing a crunch, but you're not. You're just pressing the arch away. And now, the next time you inhale, let the chest expand, let the arms come above you. So the arms go above you to the ground behind you. And when you exhale, let the arch come into the ground and let the arms come to the sides and really feel the engaging the abdominals as your hands come down by your hips. Inhale straight up, arms are straight up above you. Exhale, arms come down the same way they went up and finish at your sides, really engaging the core. Inhale, expand through the chest. And now the core is so much more than the abdominals. The core is the back as well as sides. If you really want to get technical, the core is everything except the hands and feet. And now this time, exhale, send that lower back to the ground. And one more time, inhale, arms up. And this last time, as you send the arch to the ground, draw the knees to the body. Exhale, knees come to the body. Inhale, feet go back to the ground as arms come up. Exhale, arch disappears, knees come towards the body. Inhale, feet go back to the ground as the arms go up. What is the inhale doing to you? It's expanding you. What is the exhale doing to you? It's folding you. So we want to fold every time we exhale. We want to expand every time we inhale. That little trick will come in handy when you're upside down, right? What do you do on an exhale? You fold. What do you do on an inhale? You expand. Now that we've done this a few times, let's come to a seated position. And just notice how in a seated position now, that arch is going to feel really strong. You know, you can control that arch even in a seated position. As you learn to kind of use your abdominals to affect your spine, you'll find, you know, a great sense of connection with that area. Now, before we begin, let's go to the side position here again, all of you to the sides, so everyone at home can see what's happening here. We normally wouldn't be like this on the mat. And now, I'm going to exhale and go into this grand posture, also known as child's pose. And then when I inhale, I'm going to lift the chest and stand up on the knees. Okay, so we want to work the lower back as equally as we work the abdominals. The studies have said that the abdominals and the lower back need to be equally strong. That's what they said in the 90s. In the early 2000s, they said the lower back needs to be twice as strong as the abdominals. And now they're saying it needs to be 3 times as strong. So science is discovering we really need to have a strong lower back so that this abdominal has something to connect to, okay? So we strengthen the lower back. You'll find this to be very important now as we do the boat posture, okay? I'm gonna come up here so people can see me from an angle. You can stay where you are. This is a late.
Are we going to be demonstrating on Jillian, or do we follow you?
Oh, you can follow me and Jillian.
Okay.
Yeah, if we both, I'll just be here so you can kind of see what's going on.
Right.
In fact, you know, that's a good idea. Jillian, why don't you go ahead and come here?
No, I was wondering if you could talk her
Sure.
into it and we'll all follow.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because
Yeah, we can
we
really
all
focus
want to
on-
enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, come right in there.
We all want to enjoy it together.
Excellent. And this is great. It's always nice to have a really strong yogi around so we can really demonstrate how these things work. Now, that being said, you know there's three seasons in yoga. There's body, there's mind, there's spirit. There's also 3 seasons. There's spring, when we're young and springy and, you know, ready to
That's
go,
lovely.
the young
I
and the
never thought of it
restless.
that way. Okay.
And then we have fall, where we're sort of, we're into our careers and we're focused and we need focus, we need concentration, we need to find that inner ambition. And then we have winter, where we start to settle down and we're seasoned. And
So where
we're
did summer
wise.
go?
Summer, it's just
Part of
it's out
childhood.
there. Yeah, summer's out there. So go ahead and sit in the seated position here. And what I'll have you do is I'll have you watch both of us. So we're seated here. And what we're going to do is we're going to inhale and raise the arms. And exhale, lean back into boat. See that? Lean back into boat. And then inhale, raise the arms again. And then exhale, nice forward bend. Hang the head. Inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, lean back. Beautiful. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, nice forward bend. Hang the head. Good job. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, lean back, engaging the core. And inhale one more time. Exhale, forward bend, hang the head. Really hang the head and feel how that connects with the lower back. And now we'll move into a static boat, okay? So we're gonna hold the knees. This is challenging. Lean back into boat like
I
this.
can see now why you asked us to work our abs in the previous posture.
Yes.
We need preparation.
Leaning back into this. Now this is static. The boat is tied to the dock, right?
Right.
Okay, you ready?
That's right.
Untie the boat.
Ooh.
Oh, not easy. Okay, now, if you challenge, hoist the sail. There we go.
Oh, you're really
There we
pushing
go.
it.
Or you can go back. Put the sail down. Put
Nice.
the sail
I
down.
like Jillian's boat.
Keep breathing. Inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, root. Inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, root. And then inhale, up, feet come to the ground. Exhale, forward bend, hang the head. Excellent.
I like being anchored. Thank you.
You prefer being anchored, yes. So there's all these adaptations. You can have your boat all tied up. You can untie it. You can hoist your sail.
I'm glad you mentioned this because I did have a question actually. Did we have an episode where we talked about it? We can come up in this boat posture from a seated position. We can also come up from a supine position, and we work different muscles. When you're coming up from a supine position, you're working your lower abs, and from
Exactly.
a seated, it's upper abs. Is that
Exactly.
true? Is it?
And even better, you know, and I know I'm saying, but exactly what you're talking about is coming at different angles. Think about all the angles you're hitting as you're moving dynamically.
Right.
Because as you move dynamically, you're
Getting-
not just using
coming
one
in.
part of the muscle, you're using the whole length of the muscle.
Right.
You know, movement is so important, and motion creates emotion. Positive motion creates positive emotion.
And Jillian, your boat was just super. It looked
Beautiful.
so beautiful and so effortless. The way you instructed was beautiful. The way she held it, just watching her, I could feel a sense of calm, and I'm thinking, I feel some pain here.
Well, you know,
That's
Jillian
good.
is in
Very
spring.
nice.
She's still in spring.
Very.
And you know what? I just remembered there is summer and fall. Winter is
Thank
not
you.
yoga.
This I'm all
Okay,
over.
yes, there's spring, there's summer, and there's fall, and of course there's winter. And I can't believe I forgot this. I had people ask me about winter. Well, what about winter?
Oh, right. Was
Winter is this beautiful thing we call transitioning to the next life, which is the ultimate yoga, the ultimate union. So
what you call taking samadhi, right?
samadhi, exactly. And you can say it like an Italian, or you can say it like a Hindu. I'll say it like an Italian, samadhi. Right? So we do have winter, and winter is the ultimate union. And until we get to winter, we have different stages of yoga. We can be spring yogis, we can be summer yogis, we can be fall yogis. Fall yogis don't like to hoist their sails, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm a fall.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
Now,
Yes.
my question, sometimes I roll over my sit bones and it's sort of a clicky,
Ah.
is that totally fine?
You know, when you're moving dynamically, there's going to be things that happen dynamically, and it's a wonderful opportunity to learn more about your body. You know, we like to say there's not a lot of rights and wrongs when you're moving dynamically, and that's a beautiful thing about moving dynamically. And if you're holding a static posture, you can go through with a ruler, you can measure things, say that's right, that's wrong. But when you're moving dynamically, you're feeling it. You're sort of learning from your body, and you never knew about that rolling of the sit bones until you did the dynamic bow.
Right.
You know, and now maybe that's going to help you when you're seated or in a roller coaster, or who knows, you know? So we learn from our bodies as we move dynamically. We're constantly getting feedback.
So the body's telling us, talking to us every
Yes.
time we get into a posture.
And, you know, I'm glad you mentioned this. I had dinner with a wonderful brain surgeon who knew everything about the brain. And I was talking to him about yoga, and we were just kind of shooting the breeze, and he said, you know, Jacob, he goes, our nervous system, our nerves are two-way streets. They send information and they receive information.
Right.
But we program ourselves 80% one way and 20% the other.
Yeah.
What do you think is the 80%? Brain to
The
body.
receiving.
Brain to body. We're always telling our body what to do.
Right.
We're not listening to our body enough. And that's why we reach for a shelf and throw out our shoulder.
Right.
You know, later on, tomorrow, we're going to be doing some shoulder rotations where you just start to feel, when does that hand want to turn? That hand will tell me when it's time to turn. And you start to read your body, feel your body. The best athletes in the world, they're 50-50. You know, they don't waste all that energy. They're just in tune with their bodies because they're receiving and giving the whole time. And yoga teaches that. This next posture is a sun salutation. Very popular series, can be done many ways. This sun salutation includes down dog. And so, Margery, are you ready?
How about down puppy?
Yes, down puppy. Okay. You want to give your down puppy a name?
Shall we join you?
Yes, feel free to join us. So, those of you at home, again, if you can't do it, it doesn't mean you're not good enough. It means the yoga's not good enough. So let's find yoga that is good enough for you. So come to a, you know, just sort of all fours position. And Margery's going to demonstrate this perfectly. Okay. Now, the hips are going to stay kind of high. And what you're going to do, if you have to move your knees back a little bit, that's fine. You just want you to bring your forehead to the ground. Okay? And let the hands go away from you. If you can walk your fingers away from you, that's good. That's it. Awesome. Now, notice, she's not bearing any weight. Her forehead is rooted on the ground, and there's a straightness through here. Okay, there's a stability and comfort. Now, you're going to feel a little stretching in the armpit. Hey, that's fine. Those muscles can stretch. But if you start to feel joint pain in that rotator cuff, that's not good, okay? The last thing you should do if you feel joint pain in down puppy is put weight on this.
Understand which is the rotator cuff? Are you talking about the shoulder?
I'm talking about the deep parts of the shoulder.
Where the
Yeah.
ball and socket joint is
Exactly. If you're feeling discomfort in that ball and socket joint, that's not good, okay? So we want to feel this out here. So go ahead and take the hands as far away from you as possible and just kind of feel, no, you can feel some muscle stretches here, but you don't want to feel joint pain here. And now from here, you just want to come to all fours. Inhale to all fours. That's it. Awesome. Keep your hands where they are. And then exhale, forehead to the ground. You're not bearing any weight. And inhale up, moving with your breath. You want to surf your breath. I'm from Hawaii, so you have to forgive the cheesy analogy. The breath is the wave, the movement is the surfer, right? So you're surfing your breath, you're riding your breath. And then when we move dynamically, we do amazing things. We get biofeedback, but also if we use a muscle before we stretch a muscle, it'll stretch further and it'll stretch safer. So now everything's warmed up. Use this as an opportunity to relax and bring circulation to that area. And now, those of you at home who are challenged by the next series, this is what you can do. Just do down puppy until you're ready to throw in everything else. So, Margery, thank you for your demonstration. Those of you at home, if any of this becomes challenging, just go back to down puppy. Okay, now this series includes down dog, it includes up dog, it also includes a low hovering push-up known as plank. So I'm going to demonstrate the low hovering push-up right here. Now this is the wonderful version that I love. Now I'm laying on a plank. For everything straight. Chin is on the ground, chest is on the ground, kneecaps are on the ground. I put my hands here, and now imagine my chin, my chest, and my kneecaps are all crazy glued to the ground. I'm going to push against them as if they're stuck on the ground. Just pushing, okay? This is a modified version of plank, using the ground as the plank. Now, if you have the strength, without bringing the chest too high or the knees too high, bring chin, chest, and knees an inch off the ground. Notice how it's all straight. I haven't done this or this. Everything's straight. So you do it on the ground first. Just push and breathe. And then when you have the strength, you bring it an inch off the ground. Now, from plank, we're going to go into up dog. Up dog's pretty straightforward. Now, notice my toes are tucked. They're tucked for a reason because I'm going to go right from up dog into down dog, and then from down dog to all fours, and then the forehead on the ground, and then start again. I'll show one round, and then I'll have you demonstrate so I can keep an eye on everybody, except the folks at home. Folks at home, just do it within your comfort level. If any part of this is uncomfortable, remember this is a spring practice. If you're in the summer or fall phases of your life, this might not be the best practice for you. Do what you can. Don't compete, not even with yourself. So this is what it's going to look like.
Quick question.
Yes?
Is it an adaptation to the plank? Are we okay to keep our knees on the floor?
Yeah, you can keep your knees on the floor. Or you can do the other adaptation, which is being crazy glued to the floor. Your chin, your chest, and your knees are on the floor, and just push against your body as if it's stuck. It might be stuck.
Like a wave, the one like a wave.
Yeah, a little bit like that. Yeah, it's just pushing against the body, like isometric. You're pushing, but you're not really moving.
Right.
And then once you've found that, then you can come an inch. Okay? And all this is going to flow. So let me just demonstrate, and then we'll have you come in and move it. Okay, so this is how it looks. Maybe starting in down puppy. Inhale to all fours. I'll just do it. Tuck the toes. Exhale to down dog. Oops. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to the low hovering push-up. And then from here, back to up dog. You see that? I'm reversing it now. And then from here, back to down dog. And then inhale to all fours. Untuck the toes. Exhale to child's pose. So I'll throw this mat in here for you.